Good evening, Pius the 11th Catholic High School. Hello, Popes. Tonight, Stand By Me, Virtual Auction 2020. And tonight, for first time only, we begin with a quiz. Who am I? Going on my screen, Amy from Shorewood, who am I? Kevin Schwartz, no, excellent guess. We were in the same department, though. Very good. Dale from Wauwatosa, who am I? Ruth Regent Smith, no, we get confused a lot. No, it's Peter Reeves, everybody. Reeves, Peter, no, tech teacher, drama teacher, plays, communications, fundraising, school visits, yearbook, newspaper, Boys and Girls Golf, anyone? Okay, well, you know what? Let's start from there. I'm a former teacher, and man, I am so happy to be back. Well, at least back virtually in voice here, and I'm in full footy pajamas right now, and super snug as a bug in a rug. Here's what I'd like you to do to start off this auction. Gather around your computers, your smart televisions, grab your phones so you can do some online bidding, and get ready for the most exciting virtual auction ever. Stand by me. And to kick it off, we've got a 2017 graduate, a really cool, amazing, kind, talented young man, Malik Johnson, playing Stand By Me on the cello. Have a great night, everybody. I miss you.
Good evening, Pius. Welcome to the Pius Stand By Me virtual celebration. We have people watching from all over the country, from California, down in Texas, up in Minnesota, and down in Florida, and New York. Welcome, everyone. Just like the start of school each day or before an important school gathering, we will begin our celebration this evening with prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together this evening as we celebrate our beloved Pius community. We are grateful for the lives that have been changed for the better because they had the opportunity to grow and thrive in this great school. Tonight, past generations of popes, their families, and friends of Pius join in making the gift of a Catholic education of Pius possible for current and future generations of popes. And may we be filled with the hope of the bright future that is yet to come. Amen.
Amen, Pius.
What's going on? I thought the building was supposed to be closed.
Oh my gosh, it's Rick Carpenter, social science teacher. What are you doing here? Are you living here now?
I've been living under my desk at Pius for like the last 20 years, and since the building's been closed, I thought I'd make an upgrade. So I've been living in the orchestra pit for the last month. It's stupendous.
Well, why don't you join us? You can join us for our Stand By Me
Please, Rick.
virtual celebration.
That'd be great. This is the closest I'll ever be to Broadway, so I'm doing it.
We are sitting in the Wendy Joy Lindsay Theater of the Father Robert V. Carney Performing Arts Center, right here on the Pius 11th campus. Behind us, you will see part of the set for our Mamma Mia musical, which was set to be our spring production.
It was really heartbreaking for our students, including my own daughter. They were so looking forward to this production, and we thought it would be at least bring you. We thought we would at least bring you into the space that has been the site of so many beautiful performances.
Many of you have been bidding on our mobile bidding site this week and this evening. We have some great items donated by alumni and businesses, as well as student art and classroom support items. Remember, the auction will end at 7:45 p.m. tonight. Here are several wonderful auction item highlights. This is a really great item. Joe Kressel and the Hawks landscape team in Wauwatosa donated a flowering crabapple tree and will send out a landscape professional to install the tree in your yard, a $400 value or $800 value if Rick and I install it. Mobile site item number 600, the prairie fire variety, by the way, is one of my favorites. This tree will add beauty to your landscape for years to come.
One of the things that we talk a lot about at Pius is student growth. Students at Pius, including those who may have struggled at other schools, will find their own path and grow to become their best selves. Rafael Acevedo and his wife Eloisa are parents of Sebastian, who transferred to Pius this year.
Sebastian comes to my resource room quite often. We're glad to have him at Pius.
Hi, my name is Rafael Acevedo. Eloisa and I have a sophomore at Pius High School. Sebastian transferred after freshman year from a different high school. We chose Pius because we have a strong commitment in making sure that our son has a strong Catholic education. Since he made that switch to Pius this past year, we noticed Sebastian becoming extremely motivated and wanting to learn and wanting to be involved. His passion is music, and he signed up for beginner's band, took on the saxophone instrument, but we just saw this motivation in him, really wanting to excel and to learn and to be as engaged as possible. He made the honor roll this year, and we're extremely proud of him, and I think we made the right decision in transferring Sebastian to Pius this past year. But I just really want to take this opportunity to thank Pius and the administration for allowing Sebastian to be part of the Pius family, and I hope that that anyone watching this video would consider supporting Pius. I think it's important for families like ours and other families at Pius that have this opportunity, that we extremely appreciate it, and we will stand by Sebastian and support him as much as possible, and we know that he will succeed there at Pius. So thank you very much.
My own daughter was a transfer student to Pius, so I really connect with this message. And it is such a relief as a parent to see your son or daughter really thrive at this great school. Thank you, Raphael, for such a great message. Rick, let's pretend we're on the shopping channel. Talk about another great auction item.
I thought you'd never ask. Well, please stay 6 feet away from me, Jack, while I do this, social distancing and all that good stuff. So this is an item I've actually been bidding on, so I don't feel like really encouraging you to bid more, but if you beat me, you beat me. I never get what I want anyway around here, so why not do it? Here we have a 4-course dinner for 10 and 4 bottles of wine catered by Tall Guy and a Grill. The owner of Tall Guy is Dan Nowak, class of 99. I remember him too. He will come to your home, and you can either pretend that you made it yourself, or you can brag to your friends that you have your own chef. Whatever way you choose to play this. The value is $800, and it is item number 300. As a sweetener to this item, if I don't win, I'll come to your home and I'll help you eat it. I'm a giver that way.
Thanks to Dan Nowak and Tall Guy Grill. How many people ordered his Thirsty Thursday dinner tonight and got the complimentary bourbon?
The menu also looked really great.
We have so many really impressive alumni. Another impressive alum is Judge Audrey Skorowski from the class of 1985. Jack and Angela Riley visited her to present her with the first ever Take a Stand award. Please offer a virtual round of applause for Judge Skorowski.
She's really impressive. Just watch.
Hi, my name is Jack Herbert, and I serve as president of Pius XI Catholic High School. It is my honor to welcome Judge Audrey Skorowski from the class of 1985 of Pius XI Catholic High School. Audrey, thank you so much for being with us this evening. It's so good to see you.
It's great to see you guys too. Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. It's a real honor to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you. So you're an alum and also a Pius XI parent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And my parents went to my mom, her brothers and sisters, my cousins, and my daughter. So we have 3 generations of Pius folks in my family. We love Pius.
So I met Sophie last year, and I know she was really involved in theater. What were you involved with when you were at Pius?
I dabbled in theater.
Okay.
Although nowhere near, Sophie definitely eclipsed me in every way in that department. But I had a lot of fun in all the theater productions. I ran cross country with Mary Riegert and Dick Fisher. I don't know if those names are familiar to you.
Slightly.
You're my coaches. And then Sophie ran cross country too, and there was Mary Riegert welcoming her and making her feel like $1 million. As a freshman, she was scared coming in, and suddenly she had the whole team behind her. So I did cross country, and then the debate team was my #1 most favorite A+ activity, I guess we should say. It was a class too, and it was an activity and a club. It was all things to all people, but it was wonderful and I loved it.
Audrey, I am pleased to present you with our first ever Take a Stand award in recognition of your lifelong commitment to the pursuit of fairness and justice, to advocating for the vulnerable and fighting for justice for victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. And while it is vital to stand by each other in times of struggle and in times of celebration, we are also called to stand up for those who can not stand up for themselves. So allow me to share a little bit of Audrey's background with all of you, and this is the Cliff Notes version because she is quite the accomplished Pius XI graduate, I might say. After graduating from Pius XI, Audrey received a degree in communications from Northwestern University, and then went on to receive her Juris Doctorate from Georgetown Law School. And after graduating from law school, she returned to Milwaukee as the Assistant District Attorney and a coordinator for the city's Commission on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. In 2011, she joined the Wisconsin Department of Justice as the Violence Against Women Resource Prosecutor. In 2018, she was appointed Milwaukee Circuit Court Judge and serves at the Vel R. Phillips Juvenile Justice Center. She has served as a board member and vice president for the Wisconsin Association of State Prosecutors Executive Board, the team co-chair of the Attorney General's statewide sexual assault response team, a State of Wisconsin Violence Against Women Act Advisory Committee member, and a member of the Mount Mary University Criminal Justice Advisory Board. And she and her husband have 2 wonderful children. They're parishioners of St. Sebastian's Parish, which I think is one of the coolest churches and parishes in all of the Archdiocese.
Oh,
Wait. Oh, we have some surprise visitors.
okay. Hi, virtual friends.
We're not virtual friends. We actually are friends.
Okay.
So who do we have on the call now?
Well, now we have Judge Jean D'Amato, someone who's known Audrey for years and years. She was an attorney in my felony court, where I got an up close and personal view of her strong work standing up for women upon whom crimes of sexual assault or domestic violence had been perpetrated. She was also widely known for serving on committees in the community that addressed these concerns as well. In my view, it takes courage to stand up for people whose stories may not be believed in a culture that has a history of discrediting them. But Audrey has a spine that's made of bone and not wet spaghetti, and so stand up she did, relentlessly. I applaud her courage, and I recognize that it's deeply rooted in a commitment to Christ. Audrey, my friend and my colleague, I congratulate you on your well-deserved award.
Thank you so much.
My
That
pleasure.
means so much. You were one of my mentors, and you were a wonderful inspiration to me. And you don't know how much it means to me to hear you and have you here. Thank you.
So I'm Andy Skarowski, and as you can probably guess from my last name, I am Audrey's little brother. And while Jean has known her for a while, I've known her for all my life. And I, in thinking about this award and what Audrey's recognition that she's getting, I remembered back to a time when I was late undergrad at UW-Madison, and Aud was in the DA's office in Milwaukee at that time. And she would call me, and we'd talk while I was at Madison, and she would describe to me, some of the horrible and difficult things that she had to deal with on a daily basis. And what was always amazing to me and inspiring to me as her brother was, she'd be talking about these terrible, horrible things that she'd be fighting against, and yet somehow she was always positive and energetic and upbeat with sort of an understanding of, hey, I'm fighting for these people and for what they needed. And so while I was at UW-Madison, I got to know a guy who actually was the person who ran the Memorial Union Theater at the time, the movie theater, the old classic movie theater. And so I could make a call or two and get movie posters. And at one point I got a movie poster that I ended up giving to Audrey that really encapsulates sort of who she is and what she does. It was the movie poster for the movie Clear and Present Danger, the Tom Clancy novel that was turned into a movie. And in big letters across the movie poster are the words, "Truth needs a soldier." And so I gave her that poster, and she put it in a frame, and she put it in her office. And I don't even know if it's in her chambers now, but it's still around. But it really encapsulates what she's done, because she is that archetypical Catholic Christian soldier working to try to make things better for these people and dealing with awful, terrible things, but always doing it with a belief that it's going to get better and that she's going to make it better. And sitting where I sit, being her brother and having the privilege of being her brother and watching her do that, it's amazing. And anyone who's around her, you feel that energy and that passion that she has, and it can't help but make you feel better. And it's what I always talk about when people ask me, "Oh, you know Audrey?" Yeah, I do. I know her really well. And I can't think of anybody who should get an award like this about working for those and working for justice for those who don't have it than Aud. So congratulations. It is well deserved.
Thank you, little brother. Thank you both. It means so much. You guys are making me cry. Thank you.
Oh,
And
big
And Audrey,
heart.
thank you for
virtual tears, virtual tears.
thank you
Goodbye,
for
everyone.
rolling with us.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love you. Love you both.
And one of the foundational themes of Catholic social teaching is the care for the poor and vulnerable, as you well know. Audrey, you've spent nearly your entire career advocating on behalf of victims of sexual assault and domestic violence, people in vulnerable, life-threatening, and terrifying situations most in need of compassion, care, and justice. And Pope Francis, when visiting the favela in Rio de Janeiro in 2013. And he said to the crowd, "To all people of goodwill who are working for social justice, never tire of working for a more just world, marked by greater solidarity. No one can remain insensitive to the inequalities that persist in the world." And so, Audrey, on behalf of our 29,000 graduates, our board of directors, our faculty and staff, I am so very proud to present you with a Pius XI Catholic High School Take a Stand Award for your passionate pursuit of justice in every single one of its forms. We can think of no one more deserving for this first ever award. Angela and I are so proud to honor you with this award. The way that you've lived your Catholic values, hopefully many of which were instilled in you when at Pius, and the way that you've used your God-given talents and skill sets to, serve others for your entire career. Congratulations, Audrey. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
I'll give you some real applause.
Thank you.
Yes, we should have had a soundtrack and bring in all
I know, right?
the applause from the hundreds of people
Oh
who
my
would have been
God.
in attendance. Fantastic, Audrey.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so excited. I'm really humbled, and it was completely unexpected to have my brother and Judge D'Amato. That was amazing. Thank you for having them here. It meant so much to me. I can't help but note that you all have called it the Stand By Me Award, and it's probably the first time. Of course, you said it's the first time the award's been given, and of course, the irony of the first time being the Stand By Me event during which we all have to be standing miles apart. Oh my goodness, right? It's a lot to take in, and I'm just so in awe of Pius for continuing to have this event today. With all that's going on in the world, it is so important to stay connected for us all. And I just want to thank you, Jack and Angela and everybody at Pius for hosting this, continuing to host this event, even in the face of all that's been going on, because staying connected is so important for all of us. So special thank you for that. I think, in short, what I wanted to say was just, it's been one of the greatest privileges of my life to be able to do the work that I'm doing, that I've done, and that I'm still doing. I know for really 20 plus years, I've been a prosecutor. Now I've been a judge just for 2 years, so it's a little bit of a transition. And as I look back over my work as a prosecutor each day, I think of all the days I spent talking with law enforcement officers. I interviewed witnesses every day. I met with crime victims in order to talk over their case and prepare them for our upcoming hearings or trials. But overall, most of my time was spent in court doing, I guess, the very thing that gets always voted at the top of the list for people's greatest fears: public speaking in court. I got to advocate every day on motion hearings and trials. Sometimes I would handle as many as 100 cases in a single week. As I got more experience doing the cases, I found that I was really drawn to domestic violence and sexual assault cases. I found them to be the most challenging and the most fulfilling in so many ways. And the most victim-centered and people-centered, which is what really kept me motivated. So I ended up specializing exclusively in victim-centered cases. And I know, as Judge D'Amato was saying, they can be really heavy. They can be really serious cases. And I guess people want to know how one can mentally survive being surrounded by that kind of human sadness and pain for 20 some years. And I think my answer is, while it's true that I often saw the very worst things that people could do to each other, it is also true that right alongside that, I experienced amazing and beautiful things. I saw the courage of an assaulted child as he walked to the witness stand to face his abuser. I worked with community partners who provided shelter and care to victims in our community. I listened as a defendant apologized for the terrible damage he had done, and he asked for and then received forgiveness from an entire family. Right now, you're probably saying to yourselves, yeah, Audrey, that does all sound pretty heavy. What was it that motivated you to start off on this road in the first place? Perhaps the promise of a high salary. Alas, no, I must say. The prosecutor job and the criminal justice jobs in general are government jobs, which, take a mere 20 years to work up to the starting salary that a lawyer will make in most law firms in their first year. So large bushels of cash bonuses were not exactly my motivating factor. Maybe the glamour and the plush surroundings of the safety building, working downtown. I don't know if any of you guys have been to the safety building, and despite having all the dilapidated charm of the abandoned jail that resides in the middle of the building, I must answer in the negative. At one point, we had an email go out warning folks not to use the toilets on the east side of the building because apparently upon flushing, the toilets were exploding, launching thick 1929 porcelain shards and other even more unpleasant projectiles. You may have always suspected that lawyers were full of it, but to my mind, that was taking it just a bit too far. No, it wasn't fortune or glamour that led me to this career. The answer to that question emanates from the 5th floor at Pius High School, in a room that belonged to the debate team when I was at school. I fell in love with public speaking after seeing the Pius debate team in action at a weekend tournament, and I was in absolute awe. I immediately wanted to be able to learn to speak and argue the way they did. Our coaches back then, Mark Miner, Dave Dettinger, Mary Talski, they spent countless hours helping us learn how to research, organize our thoughts, and deliver speeches without any preparation time. And more than that, they also taught us that we could use our persuasive power of speech to make change in the world around us. I still remember one of the first lessons in the freshman debate class was the theme, if you want peace, work for justice. I guess you could say I really took that one to heart. So I just want to end by saying I have to offer my deepest gratitude to all the teachers and the coaches at Pius, past and present. And I have a really special thanks for the debate coaches, Mark Miner, Dave Dettinger, and Mary Talski. Without you, I would never have had the skill or the will to stand by victims and do the work that I have so loved. And finally, last but not least, I want to thank my parents for the sacrifices they made to send me to Pius. It has truly been the gift of a lifetime that keeps on giving. And thank you all. I hope to see you all in person sometime very soon. So thank you for this award. It means so much to me.
Audrey is so impressive and humble and kind, and I really loved our visit. And Audrey had that cool background photo of the old gym floor. Many of you probably remember that. Congratulations again, Audrey. I promise we have an actual award, and we look forward to presenting your award in person someday soon. Another reminder, I hear that the silent auction bidding is hot and heavy at the moment. It ends at 7:45, so please keep supporting our students and programs. And we do have a few more auction items to discuss.
We sure do. A VIP Notre Dame experience, which includes 4 tickets to a Notre Dame home football game, VIP access, and pre-game hospitality. The photo on the slide is from last year when John and Dawn Hurdle purchased this item and took their friends to the game. Looks like they had a blast. The value of this experience is priceless, especially with the pre-game hospitality. The Irish sure know how to party. The tickets are outstanding, and the value of the package is $1,200. This is item number 400.
Another cool item is this fishing kayak, life vest, and paddle donated by Betsy O'Brien and Patrick O'Brien from the class of 1974 BC. That's before Carpenter. After being in the orchestra pit for like 100 years, I would love to get out on the water. Wouldn't you? I mean, I know I would catch tons of fish, but if I didn't, I could use the $130 gift card to St. Paul Fish Company and buy some fish or order some fish dinners and tell all my friends that I caught them.
Rick, you cannot buy fish and then pretend you personally caught them. That technically is an untruth.
It's not lying, it's creative storytelling. It's what I do in class. Do you really think there's such things as psychology and sociology and economics? Oh wait, did I say that on camera? Well, anyway, listen to a short musical set by the amazing Malik Johnson, class of 2017. I know him.
Hello, my name is Malik Johnson. I'm a Pius Alum, class of 2017. Just want to send my well wishes out to everyone during this quarantine. I know this is a pretty tough time for us all, so I'm hoping everyone's taking the precautionary steps so we can get through this together. I want to thank Pius for allowing me to take part in this Stand By Me program. I know during my time there, I had a lot of people who were in my corner and always wanted to see me succeed, including my tech family, tech teachers, administration, performing arts directors, and the list goes on, but I'm very grateful for my time at Pius. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Once again, thank you for allowing me to play this set for you guys, and I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. See you guys later.
Wow, that was unbelievable. The talent in our young people is truly amazing. Students like Malik thrive at Pius because of the support of all of you. A quick and most genuine thank you to our sponsors of tonight's event who stood by us even as we had to shift this event to a virtual platform. Thank you to our bank, Bank First, Wisconsin Lutheran College, and our board chair, Rich Manistow. Thank you, Rich. John and Don Hurdle, Kimberly Clark, board member Jan Drzwicki and her husband, Mike, Tim and Karen Trechik, Associated Bank, Catholic Financial Life and board member Elazar Lopez, Rytech, Michael and Kathleen Frona. Michael is one of our board members. C.H. Coakley, the Palatine Fathers and Brothers, thank you, Father Joe, and the Poblocki Sign Company.
And while we're on the subject of cellos,
there you go.
Rick and Jack, we just sold one of the three cellos that we had in our auction, or we didn't sell the cellos, we had somebody buy one of the cellos
That's
for
fantastic.
our students. It was Gary and Krista Colpert. So thank you to them. And for the rest of you, we have two more that are available. So if you like what Malik had to offer and you want to encourage our kids to continue that tradition, there are two more of those available. So please be generous. They're very expensive. So thank you again to the Colperts. In a few minutes, we will begin our Standby Students Appeal to ensure that every student is able to return this fall and that all programs remain strong. But first, we have someone from the class of 2002 who is proof that the supportive environment at Pius makes all the difference. Please listen to Steve Ensley.
Hello, past, present, and future popes. My name is Steve Ensley, and I'm an alumni from the class of 2002, a proud member of the 2001 Boys Volleyball State Championship team, and a transfer student to Pius in the year 2000, which would be my junior year. I wanted to share with you a little bit more today about how Pius not only stood by me in that very difficult move as a transfer from another area high school in Milwaukee, but also how they continue to stand by me today in helping me achieve a high level of both personal and professional success. At the age of 5, as we all start our educational career in kindergarten, mine started a little bit more difficult than I would have liked. I was diagnosed with epilepsy at that age and battled a number of neurological disabilities that caused a lot of hospitalizations during the kindergarten years and beyond. It was difficult for me to keep up to date with school, not only because of being out from classes sometimes, but I just had a hard time with grasping concepts and really getting or learning at a pace that made sense for me. In my elementary and middle school years, I was able to get by with the support of my family, as well as the school in which I attended. And so I made the decision to attend a different area high school my freshman year and sophomore year in Milwaukee. And it was a great school, but it just wasn't the school for me. I realized that my resources to allow me to learn at the pace in which I was comfortable were limited or non-existent. And the culture that was created there was not necessarily one that I felt like I fit in. So when we fast forward into the year 2000, when I started at Pius, I made the decision to go there, which was a very difficult one, be the youngest of 5. And my whole family had attended different high schools. So I would have been the only one in my family to attend Pius. But when I made that decision to go, it was based off knowing a few people that I felt very comfortable with to help with my transition. Not a lot, but just a few. One of those individuals you all know today, and that's the Dean of Students, Jake Nowak, as well as a few others that I had remained friends with in my elementary and middle school years, and honestly remain friends with today. The second part about my move to Pius was the ability to get an individualized educational plan. And that was with Ann Finley, and it was something that I didn't realize how much of an impact it had on me at the time. Obviously, it's not always the easiest thing to feel like you're going into an individualized setting, but the people at Pius and the culture at Pius never made me feel like I was different. And I felt like it was just something that I needed to make sure I was successful, and that was Pius standing by me and doing what they felt was right for me as a student to ensure my highest level of academic success. The final thing at Pius that really has stood by me, and something I want to call out, which I called out in the beginning, is my athletics. As mentioned, I was a part of the 2001 boys volleyball state championship team, one of the proudest athletic accomplishments of my life. And led by Brock Cameron. I'll make sure to give him a little shout out here. But the community that we had on that team and in the sport and the athletics of for Pius, it was unmatched. We were close friends then, and we remain close friends today. We all still share stories about our time there, and it was something that I can continue to look back on, and a true cornerstone of my life, to help me get to where I am today. With that, I want to share with you all where I am today, both personally and professionally. Personally, I am currently living in Minnesota, and I remain close friends with a number of my Pius alumni who are still back in Milwaukee. And that community has stood by me through thick and thin, whether it be through high school or post high school. Professionally, I am working as an executive for AMN Healthcare, which is the nation's largest healthcare staffing company. It's also a Fortune 1000 publicly traded company. And my goal, or my role, is to ultimately work with health systems across the country in managing their workforce, which typically is a multi-million-dollar budget for them, to find the most cost-effective and the highest level of quality workforce for their patients in their hospitals. One of the major things I want to call out, given the current state of healthcare and the current state of the country and the world with COVID-19, and something I'm very proud of, is how I have been working with a handful of states in getting access and creating a workforce program to stand up their field hospitals, which could entail trying to get 3,000 doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other clinicians within a matter of days. So I'm very proud to feel like I've made my staple on this iconic historic moment, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build on that success. But more importantly, or most importantly, I could not have achieved this without my support from Pius, again, in the year 2000, when I started to become a member of that Pius community, and today with all of my friends and partners that I continue to work with that are a part of the Pius community. I want to give a quick shout out again to Jake Nowak. Jake, thanks so much for making my transition there and continuing to invest in the students today. Mr. Coles, I know you're still there, probably still drinking your Mountain Dews, but thank you so much for everything you offered me and welcome me into your TAC as a junior and transfer student. And finally, Miss Finley, I just want to thank you again for giving me the time that was needed and invest in me at the timeline in which I needed to learn to be successful in my academics, and to allow me to find the drive and the right balance for me to be where I'm at today. Thank you, Pius community. I love you all. And if there's anything I can do to help in my network, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. And always remember that we'll stand by you. Thanks again.
When the night has come and the land is dark
and the moon is the only light we see,
I won't be afraid.
no, I won't
Be afraid just as long
as you stand.
stand by me.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
Oh, stand by me.
Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, our just as long as you stand.
Stand by me.
Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
Mark, Rick, that was pretty incredible, right?
It was quite something.
Excellent. Outstanding.
Other than the clip of Carol Ward and I dancing, whoever put that in there,
You didn't even know the cameras were rolling.
that's right. I wasn't supposed to be in there. Someone may not be here on Monday.
All right.
But for those of you watching, you know how unbelievable the Pius 11th community is. I don't think there's another school in the state as supportive and unique as Pius 11th. And Steve Ensley, wow, if you're watching right now, I hope you will come and share your stories with our students in person someday. What an important job you're doing right now. Thank you for the time.
I remember him too.
So,
That's great.
that's
I
good,
remember
Rick.
all these kids.
I'm very happy for you, Rick. The video was great, and I'm sorry that you and Carol didn't realize you were being taped. But the only thing they were outshined by was the Carey children who were dancing in front of the couch.
They were good.
They were the true stars of the show.
Yes.
And I'll still be teaching when they're in high school.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
This event tonight isn't just about the fun and auction items. It's to support a community unlike any other. And tonight we are going to make this our most successful virtual event ever.
Mark, this is our only virtual event.
Yes, Rick. But the stakes are higher than ever. When a Pius student is handed their diploma, they are able to move on and thrive as confident, capable, compassionate, faith-filled adults. That is the responsibility we take very seriously here and work hard every day to fulfill.
There are so many families who want a Pius 11th education, but are simply unable to afford the cost. These are really, really talented students. And we don't want current or future students to leave or not be able to come here due to financial hardship. That's why we're here tonight. Pius has always found a way to support deserving families, especially during difficult times like we face now. We know that families may be struggling. Our school budget will be under great pressure this year. So we need your help to make sure we can retain and attract outstanding students like Malik and Sebastian and Steve and Audrey. Students who are formed and shaped and changed at Pius and then leave this place to go on and do amazing things. So before this event began, we had a number of people who made direct donations through the mail, through our website, and delivered them directly to Pius. We can't mention all the names because, quite honestly, there's quite a few. But please know how grateful we are for your investment.
At the top of our online bidding site, there is a Stand By Our Students button. I would ask that anybody who is watching and is able to contribute to our $25,000 goal choose an amount that you are able. And let's watch the thermometer go up.
I've been teaching at Pius for 31 years. I've been blessed to stay in touch with many alumni, and their overwhelming message is how much they appreciated their time at Pius. There's just something so special here. Our international students who have gone off to colleges all over America tell me that Pius will always be their home. Our students refer to their tax as families, and they talk about their tax siblings. And for the teachers, there are tax sons and daughters. That lasts for life. I'm excited because next year I will have the daughter of one of my former TAC daughters in my TAC. So I guess that will make me both both my TAC daughter and TAC granddaughter. Sounds kind of like a soap opera. So I don't know any other school that creates a sense of family.
I'm sorry, Rick, I walked all over you. So we're watching the thermometer, and we want to start. We want to thank Gloria Swarovski for Patrick Schley for his donation, Shannon King for her donation, Sarah Gonzalez.
I taught her son too. So let's see who else we can get. So we're watching.
Yeah,
Keep going. If you haven't donated already, please consider doing so. This is so incredibly important. You know, Mary Chernellik-Nellen, class of 1980, mentioned to me a while back that she and a bunch of her pious friends still get together once a year. And they've been doing this for 35 years. There's something powerful that happens in this building. And you know what? It is people who stand by each other. It is the famous pious vibe based on compassion, respect, and the acceptance that each student who comes into the school is unique. Teachers, coaches, classmates, administration, staff. There is no one in this building, and I see this each and every day, who wouldn't do whatever it takes to make sure that our students are the absolute best they can be.
Thank you to Sheila Flanagan for the $2,500.
Sheila
Finnegan,
whose daughter was in my TAC and is just an awesome person who just will be graduating from DePauw University this year. And they have their second daughter who's also going through, their second of 3 daughters.
Thank you to
We're
Mark
getting
Baggy.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Chad and Cindy, the Chris
That's
Bombs.
fantastic, thank you so much.
Timmy too.
All right, we're almost over the
Timmy,
$20,000 mark. Let's get there. We need your help. Listen, I tell you what, if we get to $25,000, what if the 3 of us will buy 40 bags of Milorganite
Sounds good.
and come and deliver it?
We'll fertilize someone's lawn.
There you go.
I think it's a
I
great
can watch
idea.
the 2 of you.
I think that should be bid on by Patty Hupfer-Riedel, to be honest.
That would be worth it.
Karen
Yes.
Trachek,
Yes.
Thank you, Karen.
We are so close to 20,000.
not related to the Milorgnite.
It could be.
We're getting closer.
Could be.
Yes.
We're getting closer.
All right, folks.
Michelle Griffin, $100
Hey,
contribution.
Michelle.
That puts us
That's
over
fantastic.
20.
Hey, Michelle, thank you.
We're
Put
over
us
20 grand.
I tell you, for anybody, you're going to talk.
Oh, I'm going
now.
to talk.
You're going
now.
to talk.
That's what the screen says. Thank you to Randy Knaflick for the $250 contribution. Speaking of teachers and coaches, I would like to give a quick shout out to our teacher heroes. I can't imagine this virtual learning period, what would have been like without these incredible people. They're working longer hours than ever and trying to make sure they maintain the compassionate connections with each student. Coaches continue to reach out to their athletes even though their seasons were canceled. Truly, I've never been more proud of a team than I am today.
Chandler's Wiki, thank you. Megan Mays, thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you for donations. So appreciative.
I tell you what, for every $500 bid, I'll volunteer to socially distance myself from those people for the next 10 years.
Okay.
Yes.
They don't have to deal with me.
1,000, I bid
1,000. Okay. So for 20 years, I have to socially
Kathy
distance.
Kelly for your contribution.
Excellent. Well, we are getting close.
Oh, Brent,
Brent
thank you.
Conrad. Oh, I taught Brent.
Thank
We're
you.
looking at the.
Keep it coming, folks. We're close.
So close. We are so close to that 25. This would be the greatest single day of my life if we make $25,000.
So, Rick, $500 if you social distance for...
$500.
You make that a real thing.
$500. I will socially distance. Wait, we've got something. It's incoming
Yes,
news.
we have something from the central office.
Got it? Get it? What is this?
I think if anybody donates $500 right now, Angela Riley has to appear on camera. Thank you to Kristen Irby.
I think
it went by fast. I didn't see it.
Thank you so much. We are
Okay.
so close.
Is this, Angela, is this right? Yes? Okay. Mark, Rick, Angela just received a text from Dave and Beth Lee, who are
I taught their
tremendous-
kids. I taught
tremendous
their
supporters
kids.
of Pius. They so love the school. And, oh my gosh, seriously?
How much?
They will donate $10,000 to the scholarship
Oh
fund
my-
here tonight. And is this part true as well? And it will be matched by Dave's employer, We Energies. That's
$20,000.
$20,000.
Thank you. That's
That's
fantastic.
amazing.
Fantastic.
That is amazing. If we could
So
get
that means now we're at 43,560.
That's
It's
almost
not
as-
bad for a history major.
That's why you're a principal, Mark. So, Dave and
That is
Beth, I don't know
amazing.
what to say.
Let's see if we
That's
can get that
fantastic.
entire. That's
fantastic.
outstanding. What a great night.
Rick, can you do a little dance maybe to celebrate?
Well, I if we got to 25,000 on here, I would, but
Well,
you
during
know,
break, you were doing that little, what was it? The
it's the
place
shopping cart
Okay.
and the checkout. Most people know
got
the
the
shopping
lawnmower
cart.
thing going on.
Anyone can do the shopping cart. That's easy, right? But you have to scan the items too. You have to scan them. So
$500 gets him to stop.
Yes,
So a
I'll stop.
$500
So we're good.
donation,
Okay.
he will stop.
Oh, another one.
Oh, Michael
$100.
Frona with
Michael,
he got a
thank you.
fifth of the way there
Michael.
to get Rick to
Michael.
stop dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, this is fantastic.
Thank you, Michael.
We've with the gift from the Lees and Lees and Michael, we are over our goal. That is simply fantastic.
It's a great night.
What a great night.
It's the first time I've been out in like 3 years, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, I was very grateful tonight. This is the first non-hoodie outfit I've worn in a
Yeah.
month and a half.
I can attest to that.
It's
So
amazing. So
listen,
We're-
two more.
So
oh,
thank
there's
you. We
two more
have- we
songs.
have,
Thank you
two
to,
more.
holy smokes, Mary Foley, the $500
Thank
contribution. So now Rick will
Thank
not
you,
dance the
Mimi.
rest of the night. Thank you so much.
yeah, so
true.
we
I
have
will
two more
stop.
wonderful songs from Malik. We want to thank everybody who joined us
This is
this evening.
amazing.
We want to thank everyone who contributed to what is sure going to be a very
Dawn
successful night.
Zelinsky,
So,
$100.
thank you so
Excellent,
much.
Dawn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Well done.
It's a great night.